Love After 60. 7 bedroom moves that drive mature men crazy. There's a moment when everything changes. Maybe it happens when you catch your reflection, and instead of seeing what's missing, you see all you've survived. Maybe it's when you realize you no longer need anyone's permission to want what you want, to feel what you feel. For women over 60, intimacy becomes something entirely different. Something younger women, with all their beauty and passion, simply cannot understand yet. It's not about having a perfect body or knowing all the right moves. It's about something far more powerful. The quiet confidence of a woman who has learned to love herself completely, scars and all. The wisdom to know that real connection isn't performed, it's felt. The beautiful realization that your most attractive years aren't behind you, they're right now, in this moment, in this chapter of your life. Welcome back to 60 Wise Living Advice. You see, my dear friends, we possess something that cannot be taught or faked. The self-assurance to be completely ourselves, the wisdom to focus on what truly touches the heart, and the emotional depth to create experiences that satisfy not just the body, but the soul itself. These aren't techniques for magazines, they're the gifts that come from having truly lived. Today, I'm sharing 7 intimate approaches that we, as mature women, naturally embody. Not because we've learned them, but because we've earned them through every heartbreak, every joy, every moment that taught us who we really are. These create unforgettable experiences, not because they're complicated, but because they come from the most attractive quality any woman can possess: authentic confidence. If you're ready to embrace the unique power that comes with being a woman who knows herself completely, and you want to understand why intimacy after 60 can be the most profound of your entire life, hit that subscribe button now. We're building a community of women who understand that our most beautiful, most desirable years are happening right now. Maya Angelou once said, "A woman in harmony with her spirit is like a river flowing. She goes where she will, without pretense, and arrives at her destination prepared to be herself." In intimate moments, this harmony becomes incredibly powerful and unforgettable. Unforgettable move number 1. Complete presence without self-consciousness. Let me tell you about a transformation that happens somewhere between your younger years and now. A beautiful shift that changes everything about intimacy. This first unforgettable move isn't something you do with your hands or your body. It's something you do with your entire being. You show up completely, without apology, without hiding. Think back to your 20s, your 30s, even your 40s. Remember how your mind would race during intimate moments? Does my stomach look flat from this angle? Are those sounds okay? Should I be doing something different? We were so busy performing, so caught up in our own heads, that we missed the actual experience happening right in front of us. But something magical happens when you reach this stage of life. You stop performing and start feeling. You stop worrying about the perfect angle and start focusing on the perfect moment. You're not analyzing or critiquing. You're simply there, fully alive in your own skin, completely engaged in what's happening between two people who have chosen to be vulnerable together. This complete presence is absolutely intoxicating to mature men. And here's why it's so powerful. It's incredibly rare. In a world full of distractions and insecurities, when someone gives you their complete, undivided attention, when they're totally present with every part of themselves, the energy shifts completely. My friend Dorothy, 67 and glowing with the confidence that comes from self-acceptance, put it beautifully. "I used to be like an actress worried about her performance instead of a woman enjoying her own life. I was always half focused on how I looked or whether I was doing everything right. Now, she smiled with that knowing look we've all earned, now I just focus on how everything feels. The warmth of skin against skin, the pleasure of being close to someone I genuinely care about, the beautiful intimacy of two people choosing to be real with each other. Dorothy's partner Michael later told her something that moved her to tears. Your complete presence is the most attractive thing about our time together. You're totally here with me, in this moment, instead of somewhere else in your head. I feel seen and appreciated in a way I never have before. This is what we offer now, ladies. Not the performance of perfection, but the gift of presence. When you're fully there, you respond naturally, authentically. Your genuine reactions, your real pleasure, your honest responses become incredibly arousing because they're completely true. There's no pretense, no act, just you, fully alive and fully present. Men find this absolutely unforgettable because it creates intimacy that feels real rather than rehearsed. When you're completely present, you create a sacred space for connection that touches not just bodies, but hearts and souls. Unforgettable move number 2. Taking your time and savoring every moment. Women over 60 understand something that youth often misses: the power of slowing down and truly savoring intimate experiences. You're not in a rush to get to the main event. You understand that the entire experience, from first touch to final embrace, is worth appreciating and enjoying. This approach transforms intimate moments from goal-oriented activities into experiences to be savored. You take time to really feel his touch on your skin, to appreciate the sensations, to enjoy the gradual building of connection and desire. Patricia, 69, learned this lesson. I used to think intimacy was about reaching certain milestones or achieving specific outcomes. Now I understand it's about enjoying the entire journey. When I take time to really savor how Thomas touches me, how it feels to be close to him, how our connection builds gradually, the whole experience becomes so much richer and more satisfying for both of us. This savoring approach is incredibly memorable because it makes every touch, every kiss, every moment feel intentional and appreciated. You're not rushing through foreplay to get to something else. You're treating every aspect of intimacy as valuable and pleasurable in itself. Men find this unforgettable because it makes them feel like every part of the experience is valued and enjoyed, not just endured on the way to something else. Your genuine appreciation for the entire intimate experience makes them feel skilled, valued, and deeply desired. Unforgettable move number 3, authentic vocal expression. This might surprise some people, but women over 60 often become more vocally expressive during intimate moments, not in performed or exaggerated ways, but in genuine, authentic expression of pleasure and connection. You've learned that authentic communication enhances intimacy rather than detracting from it. This includes genuine sounds of pleasure, authentic words of appreciation, and honest communication about what feels good. You're not performing or putting on a show. You're expressing real pleasure and real connection in ways that feel natural to you. Linda, 64, discovered this freedom. I used to be so quiet during intimate moments because I was self-conscious about making noise. But I realized that my genuine responses, my real sounds of pleasure, my honest expressions of how good something feels, actually enhance the experience for both of us. David tells me that my authentic responses make him feel like he's truly pleasing me, which makes him more confident and attentive. This authenticity is unforgettable because it provides real feedback and genuine connection. When you express genuine pleasure, it creates a feedback loop that enhances the experience for both partners. Your authentic vocal expression also demonstrates confidence and comfort with your own sexuality, which is incredibly attractive and memorable to mature men who appreciate genuine responses over performed ones. Are you starting to see how confidence and authenticity create more memorable experiences than technique alone? Share in the comments which insight resonates most with your own experience. Your wisdom helps other women embrace their power. Unforgettable move number 4. Initiating with confidence. Let me share something beautiful that happens when you finally stop waiting for life to come to you and start reaching for what you want. Women over 60 often discover something revolutionary: the confidence to initiate intimate moments, not because we have to, but because we genuinely want to. For so many years, we were taught that good women wait. We wait for him to make the first move, wait for permission, wait for someone else to express desire first. But somewhere along this journey of life, something shifts. We realize that our desires matter too. That wanting someone, reaching for someone, expressing our attraction isn't unladylike. It's beautifully human. This isn't about being aggressive or demanding. It's about being confidently, authentically yourself. It's reaching for his hand when you want to feel connected. It's looking into his eyes and saying, "I'd love to be close to you tonight." It's the gentle confidence that comes from knowing exactly what you want and not being afraid to express it. My friend Margaret, 68 and radiant with self-assurance, shared her transformation with me. "I spent decades waiting for someone else to initiate intimacy, thinking that was more feminine, more proper. I was like a flower waiting to be picked, instead of a woman expressing her own beautiful desires. But now I understand that when I reach for David first, when I let him know I want to be close to him, his whole face lights up. He doesn't just feel wanted, he feels chosen." This confidence in initiation is absolutely unforgettable because it demonstrates something so rare and precious: genuine desire, not passive compliance. When you initiate, you're not just accepting intimacy when it's offered, you're actively pursuing connection because you truly want it. Men find this incredibly memorable because it makes them feel genuinely desired rather than merely tolerated. Your active pursuit of intimacy tells them they're not just convenient, they're wanted, appreciated, chosen. And that feeling, that stays with them long after the moment has passed. Unforgettable move number 5. Focus on emotional connection during physical intimacy. Now, let me share perhaps the most powerful gift that comes with our years of loving and living: the ability to weave emotional connection into every moment of physical intimacy. We understand something that took decades to learn: that the most satisfying intimate experiences don't just involve bodies touching, but souls connecting. This isn't about technique or performance. It's about presence. It's about maintaining eye contact during tender moments, not because you're supposed to, but because you genuinely want to see and be seen. It's expressing real affection and appreciation in the moment, letting him know through your eyes, your touch, your words, that this isn't just physical, it's profoundly personal. It's staying emotionally present and connected, rather than letting your mind drift elsewhere. It's being there not just with your body, but with your whole heart. My dear friend Helen, 66 and wise from experience, discovered this truth. She told me, "I was thinking about my most memorable intimate moments, and I realized they weren't necessarily the most physically intense ones. They were the times when I felt most emotionally connected, most seen and understood. When I focus on really seeing Michael, not just his body, but his eyes, his expressions, his soul, while we're being physically close, it creates something that stays with both of us long after our bodies have separated." This emotional connection during physical intimacy creates experiences that satisfy not just the body, but the heart and spirit too. You're not just sharing physical pleasure, you're sharing the profound intimacy of two people who choose to be completely vulnerable and present with each other. Men find this approach absolutely unforgettable because it transforms intimate moments from mere physical release into genuine soul connection. When physical and emotional intimacy combine, it creates satisfaction that echoes in their hearts for days, weeks, even years afterward. It makes them feel not just physically satisfied, but emotionally fulfilled and deeply valued.
Unforgettable move number 6. Communicating your desires clearly. Women over 60 have often developed the wisdom and confidence to communicate their desires clearly and directly. You know what you like, what brings you pleasure, and you're comfortable sharing that information in ways that enhance intimacy rather than creating pressure. This clear communication isn't demanding or critical, it's informative and inviting. You might guide his touch, express what feels particularly good, or suggest things you'd like to try together. Sarah, 69, found her voice. I used to think it was more romantic to let my partner figure out what I liked through trial and error, but I've learned that clear, loving communication about what brings me pleasure actually makes intimate moments so much better for both of us. When I guide Michael's touch or tell him what feels incredible, he feels more confident and I feel more satisfied. This clear communication is unforgettable because it creates better experiences for both partners. When you can express your desires clearly, you're more likely to experience genuine pleasure, which creates authentic responses that enhance the entire intimate experience. Men find this memorable because it takes the guesswork out of pleasing you and allows them to feel confident and successful in creating your pleasure. Your clear communication helps them become better lovers and feel more accomplished partners. Unforgettable move number 7. Post-intimacy connection and appreciation. The final move that makes women over 60 unforgettable is how they handle the time after physical intimacy. Instead of immediately moving on to other activities or concerns, you understand the importance of maintaining connection and expressing genuine appreciation for the experience you've shared. This might involve continued physical closeness, expressing gratitude for the pleasure you've experienced together, or simply staying present and connected rather than immediately shifting to practical concerns. Carol, 68, learned this lesson. I used to think it would be more romantic to let my partner figure out what I liked through trial and error, but I've learned that clear, loving communication about what brings me pleasure actually makes intimate moments so much better for both of us. When I guide Michael's touch or tell him what feels incredible, he feels more confident and I feel more satisfied. This post-intimacy connection is unforgettable because it makes the entire experience feel valued and complete. Instead of intimate moments feeling like isolated physical events, they become part of ongoing emotional and spiritual connection. Men find this incredibly memorable because it makes them feel like the intimacy you shared was genuinely meaningful to you, not just something that happened. Your continued affection and appreciation makes them feel valued as partners rather than just physical participants.
Which of these approaches feels most natural to your own experience or personality? Your insights help other women understand how to embrace their mature feminine power with confidence. Now, here's what makes these 7 moves so unforgettable. They're not techniques or performances. They're expressions of the confidence, wisdom, and authenticity that come naturally with maturity and life experience. These approaches, complete presence, savoring the experience, authentic expression,
confident initiation, emotional connection, clear communication, and post-intimacy appreciation create intimate experiences that satisfy on multiple levels: physical, emotional, and spiritual. What's beautiful about these moves is that they're sustainable and actually improve over time. Unlike approaches that depend on physical attributes that may change, these expressions of mature feminine power can deepen and become more satisfying as you grow more comfortable with yourself and more skilled at creating genuine connection. The most important thing to understand is that these aren't things you do. They're ways of being that flow naturally from self-acceptance, confidence, and the wisdom that comes with life experience. The most beautiful truth about intimacy after 60 is that it can be more satisfying, more meaningful, and more unforgettable than at any other stage of life, not despite your age, but because of the wisdom, confidence, and authenticity that come with it. These 7 moves that make women over 60 unforgettable in intimate moments are all expressions of the same fundamental truth. When you're comfortable with yourself, present in your experiences, and confident in your desires, you create connections that touch not just the body, but the heart and soul. The right mature man will recognize and deeply appreciate these qualities, understanding that the confidence and wisdom you bring to intimate moments create experiences that are richer and more satisfying than anything youth alone can provide. Remember that your value as an intimate partner doesn't decrease with age. It transforms and often deepens as you develop the emotional intelligence, self-knowledge, and confidence that make truly memorable intimate connections possible. As Maya Angelou reminded us, a woman in harmony with her spirit is like a river flowing, natural, powerful, and absolutely unforgettable. If this message helped you understand the unique power of mature feminine confidence and gave you permission to embrace your intimate potential, please subscribe to our channel and share this with other wise women who deserve to know their most attractive years can be ahead of them. Remember, you're not just getting older, you're developing the confidence, wisdom, and authenticity that make you more attractive and unforgettable than ever before. I'll see you in our next video, where we'll continue exploring the beautiful possibilities of mature love and the confidence that makes this stage of life so potentially fulfilling. Until then, remember, your wisdom, confidence, and authentic presence are your greatest assets in creating unforgettable intimate connections.